Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, BNB, BCH, lots of bull breaks out there. And I've always been real with you all, so I'll continue to be real. I am not in this move. I did not set any stop buys intentionally. I knew I was going to be hiking all day and away from the computer for, 8 hours with no signal. And so for me, the risk to reward was fine, just patiently waiting. And if I missed the move, I missed the move. So I was out hiking all day, many miles. I'm exhausted, but with a bunch of great people, and I wouldn't change that for anything in terms of, I'd rather be home playing this move. And granted, I have a bit of comfortability in the past 2 years, making significant gains in cryptocurrency and Canadian MJ. That obviously has a big impact on my, lack of FOMO in scenarios like this. But at this point, I'm going to patiently wait and see if I can get an entry opportunity that I like. But right now, Bitcoin is not fully proving it to us. So they made a bull break, and it's the kind of scenario where, we're never predicting what's going to happen. We always want to know what the percentage is in terms of what's most likely to happen. In this scenario with Bitcoin, we got little clues. Ethereum broke bullish first. Litecoin broke bullish second. As soon as those two events happen, it's no longer a 50-50 on how Bitcoin's going to break this equilibrium. It then shifts fairly significantly. Maybe let's just call it 67% that Bitcoin's going to break bullish because those other names broke bullish first, and that only increases the odds that Bitcoin's going to break bullish as well. So at this point, we have broken bullish through two daily resistance levels, 3,917 and then 4,000, actually it was 3,972. So we broke two resistance levels, but we have yet to break the top of the bounce that we saw at this point. That's 42.39, and that's currently 5% above where we are currently sitting. So again, the bulls are starting to prove to us, but if we do not break 42.39 in the next 2 days, and pretty much if tomorrow's a red day, that's an initial red flag, we can form a daily high or low anywhere above 37.30, but we're going to be looking for follow through tomorrow. We want another solid green day, an increase in bull volume, and a break of 42.39 for this break to be real and for it to have significant follow through behind it. A lot of these other names have seen their significant follow through breaks. Bitcoin's not one of them just yet. So again, great sign. Congrats to the bulls. But we're not out of the woods yet as the bulls until we break that level, confirm the inverse head and shoulders pattern that everybody's looking at, and look for continuation on this bounce on the daily time frame. After 42.39 is 44.15 from the previous bounce attempt, and that was back in end of November. So on the short-term time frames, we got the bull break, and now we're seeing healthy hourly consolidation. We're watching the hourly exponential moving average support, and keep in mind that the bull break that did occur on the 5-minute time frame occurred in about a 20-minute span, and we don't have continuation yet. We know that the strongest bull moves will see a bull move, they'll consolidate, they'll see continuation. That keeps the bears on their heels, that keeps the shorts needing to cover. But if we don't see continuation, if it's just a 20-minute bull move and then we slowly fade for the next day, that's a red flag as well for not as strong a bull move as we want to see. Again, the shorter amounts of consolidation we have, the faster we see continuation, the more bull pressure is put on the shorts to have to cover. Right now, if I'm a short and I didn't cover yet, and I got trapped a little bit, I'm in no rush. I can say, all right, well, I missed my exit. The bulls got me here, but I'll put my stop above 40.88. And if we don't see that continuation move, the short's not going to stop out and it's going to hold its position. So that's just an imaginary example. So for me personally, if I'm looking to get into this move, I would be looking for scaling in on the hourly consolidation, knowing that we're going to form an hourly high or low, and then looking for that continuation move overnight into tomorrow. Ethereum saw a bull move as well, but it already used up a lot of its bull buying power, so the move was not nearly as significant as we would have thought it might have been. So we're still in a clear daily high or low pattern. We've got another one at 148.50 as our new support level. Resistance is 160.62. So we did get a bull break to the higher high, and then it looked like, we were in a scenario where, hey, if, Bitcoin breaks bullish, maybe Ethereum's going to follow. And in the last video that I did, I was scaling into Ethereum. I entered a couple positions. Right when I posted the video, a breakout happened up to 160. Ended up locking in some small gains because I only got filled a couple positions on that consolidation. So a very small win on Ethereum, and ended up exiting that position because we broke some hourly support before this break happened. But the bottom line is this Ethereum move on the hourly time frame didn't see continuation, and it was much weaker than Bitcoin. So this is a scenario where Ethereum had already run extremely hard. ETH BTC did have some high RSI levels, and the fact that we saw that move last night only added to those high levels. And it's a scenario where Litecoin was in the middle of its bull break when this Bitcoin break happened, and that was obviously the ideal setup for the bulls. Bull break on the daily time frame, straight into the Bitcoin bull break, and that only added fuel to the fire, so to speak. So right now, it's Bitcoin and Litecoin playing catch up to Ethereum that broke out bullish first. And right now, we can see the bull break that occurred on Litecoin happened earlier. That level breaking was at 33.64, and very significant follow through at this point. We ran all the way up to $40, and that's an 18% move or so in just 2 days. So Litecoin, the big winner. Again, it's the kind of scenario where Litecoin bulls made their move, Bitcoin bulls saw their move, and that only added to the move that Litecoin was already seeing. So Litecoin is seeing some healthy consolidation as well. Hourly higher low trying to be established at 38.33, and key resistance is 40.12. Again, for all these moves, continue to zoom out to the weekly time frame, and that's another reason that I'm not feeling FOMO right now. Litecoin on the weekly time frame is going to form a lower high unless we break 56.40. So where we stand after all that bull break and all that bull action, we could still see another 30% and still not break that resistance. So we know it's very likely these weekly bounces are still just going to set lower highs on these names. And if we're going to change trends, we need to set the weekly lower high, set a weekly higher low, and then see continuation. So as far as weekly trends changing, at a bare minimum, I would say it would happen, 3 or 4 weeks from now. Solid moves on the daily, gains to be had for the bulls, absolutely. But again, long-term perspective, if we're looking at 2019 here right now, the bulls aren't really in any kind of rush because the weekly trends are still bearish and are still looking for lower highs. Let's just look at these names. Ethereum on the weekly. Got all kinds of drawings going back. But again, just a weekly lower high, anything under 223. And for Bitcoin, of course, anything under those $6,000 levels is going to be a lower high, 6,500. So again, we're nowhere near changing the weekly trends. It's increasing the odds that the bulls could potentially break these weekly trends, eventually change that trend. But at this point, again, no FOMO, no rush long term. So Litecoin, healthy hourly consolidation. Everybody's looking for those higher lows to form. Litecoin definitely got very overextended. The 4-hour RSI was up over 80. The hourly RSI got extremely overdone. That was up at 79. And the question is, can we keep the hourly uptrend? If we lose the hourly uptrend, we zoom out to the 4-hour time frame and look for 4-hour consolidation and for a higher low to form. You can see nice increasing bull volume on the way up. If the 4-hour uptrend is lost, we zoom out to the daily to look for consolidation. But again, this is the kind of scenario where it's favorable to the bulls because we can pretty much say that for Litecoin overnight tonight, worst case scenario is we're going to consolidate back down towards the mid-30s just to form a 4-hour higher low. We know it's very unlikely for the 4-hour uptrend to be lost tonight because we haven't even started 4-hour consolidation at this point. XRP, in comparison of the bull move, it's a laggard. And the video 2 days ago, we could see that it was being a laggard to everybody else. And again, go watch that video from 2 days ago and look at the details of what we looked at to say, Ripple right now is weaker than everybody else that we just looked at. So it's a clear daily lower high pattern still intact. 393 was our last lower high. Today we topped out at 385. And we also dropped to a little lower low on the daily as well. So it is standing out that out of the 4 that we just looked at on the daily charts, Litecoin's the most bullish because it just saw that most significant follow through. Ethereum is the number 2 bull and it's slowing down a little bit. Bitcoin's number 3 because it broke the daily lower highs. XRP right now, number 4, weakest name, still daily lower highs, very clearly intact. You can see the correlation is there. The bull move was there. The hourly consolidation is there. But in terms of how much ground did we make up, we didn't break resistance levels. So still the weakest name, and we topped out at 385 as our short-term resistance. If you're looking short-term into tonight, we're looking at the hourly higher low that's just trying to form and the top of the bull move at this point. And that's the case for all individual names. If we go back to Bitcoin, hourly higher low trying to form at 40.23, and our top of the bull move is up at 40.88. Tight range that's going to break likely within a couple hours, but we're not convinced just yet that that higher low has been established as the bulls have not really followed through from that move. Binance had stood out as being a bit of a lead bull as well. They had some fundamental news that helped get them a little bit ahead of the game, so to speak, with the setup on the daily time frame. But where we stand right now, we still haven't broken the 647 top. We're right up at that level. We did break 624, so that's a good sign for the bulls. Anything on the daily above 574 keeps higher lows, but we have to break 647 to see continuation. And right now, that's similar to Bitcoin in terms of breaking a resistance, but not breaking the resistance on the daily time frame that is most important in the short term. Hourly set a low of consolidation at 618, and our resistance is up at 639. That's the range to be watching tonight. And if we continue consolidating, we zoom out to the 4-hour time frame and just look for the 4-hour higher low to form. Again, the 4-hour time frame for all these names, for most of these names, has a lot of space to work with to form that higher low and keep the bulls in control. Even XRP has a lot of space to work with to form that 4-hour higher low. BCH on the daily time frame did not get much follow through here. So it as well is a bit of a laggard. And then we actually don't even have a break yet. It's still in its tightening range. So this is one where if you missed a move here, let's see if BCH is going to be a bit of a laggard. Has to break 175 for a bull break. And this is BCH on Coinbase. 152.25 is key support. We've been within that range for 5 days. And if we see the bear break, that will be very notable. If we get the bull break, we'll look for the laggard action. But where we stand right now, we're right in the middle of that range. So we got a nice, mix of how everybody's looking on this daily time frame in comparison to each other. Again, let's just rank them real quick. Litecoin is the strongest, but again, that doesn't mean Litecoin is the name that you want to get into because it's already run the hardest as well, and its shorter term time frames were the most extreme. We've got Ethereum number 2. We'll put Binance and Bitcoin pretty much the same for number 3 in there, and we'll put BCH here because it hasn't broken yet. Still keep an eye on that because that break's coming. And XRP is last because we broke the daily uptrend and we have not broken the lower high pattern. So again, if you are all cash and in a position, you're establishing your game plan. You either have your sell targets or you're going to say, I will exit when the 4-hour uptrend is lost, knowing that you're going to have to sit through consolidation to form a 4-hour higher low overnight. If you are bearish and you're looking for bear entries, at this point, I would probably be waiting for a loss of the 4-hour uptrends for the same reason. Unless you're looking to scalp and looking for a short-term little day trade, if this 4-hour inside bar forms on Litecoin and it breaks bearish, there's going to be a little day trade bear flip in there. But if you're looking for a swing trade, I would wait for the 4-hour uptrend to be lost because we know the next consolidation period we see is very likely to form that higher low and keep the bulls in control into tomorrow. And as far as Bitcoin goes, again, for everybody, for the entire sector, it's important to break 42.39 tomorrow. It's not a must to break it tomorrow. That's best case scenario. If the bulls are really strong on this move and if we're really going to go up over 5,000, bulls need to break 42.39 tomorrow. If we form a daily inside bar tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit disappointing for the bulls. They'll still have control, but we have to be a little bit more skeptical at that point because they didn't prove themselves with follow through. So that's where we stand. And for me personally, I'm in no rush. I might wait for 4-hour consolidation to look for an entry, or I might just be content. I got a taco party I'm late for right now. Gonna go fund a taco party. That's my do good things for the weekend. And I actually funded a taco party last night as well. And I ate tacos Friday night. So I might have a problem. I'm, fully accepting that possibility that you can eat too many tacos, but we're going one more night tonight. Taco party with friends. Cryptocurrency bulls are out again. Don't get overconfident. Look at the weekly time frames. If you got FOMO, if you feel you're on top of the world and crypto's back for 2019, look at the weekly time frame. Bring yourself back down to earth a little bit. Realize that it's going to take weeks, potentially months to play out to change that weekly trend. But like I said, it changes the odds. Just like the individual names breaking bullish before Bitcoin changes the odds, every little leg up that we see from here shifts the odds a little bit more favorable for the bulls to be able to form a weekly higher low when we do consolidate rather than just drop straight down to lower lows. So I hope you all had a great weekend. We'll be back at it on Monday. Lots going on in the market. MJ sector starting to give a little bit heat back again. And let's see if, MJ and crypto opportunities overlap each other, which was convenient when they did not. So we could focus on each sector back in 2018. But with a little bit of strength the past couple weeks, we're seeing both with some upside in the short term. Thanks again. Do good things out there, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bud. What are you doing?